Excite Truck is a sort of a spiritual successor to Excite Bike, a classic NES motorcycle racing game. This truck racing game for the Wii has a few gameplay mechanics in place that are intended to make it feel sort of like Excite Bike, but really the biggest thing these two games have in common is the name. Excite Truck is a high-speed racing game that delivers a solid sense of speed in an arcade style that makes it feel like you're on the verge of losing control of your truck at all times. That's kind of fun, but the action is also super shallow. Unless you're a total completist that wants to get the best rank on everything and unlock every single truck and paint job, you'll be done with this one almost immediately. The control in Excite Truck is all done with the Wii remote. You hold the controller sideways and steer by tilting the controller. The two face buttons you can access while holding the controller act as gas and brake, and pushing any direction on the D-pad kicks in your turbo boost. You can hit the turbo when you're on the ground, but you also want to hit it as you're coming off of jumps, which causes you to turbo jump. Once you're in the air, you can control the pitch of your truck by tilting the controller forward and back. Pulling back gets you more air. You can also steer in the air, which is pretty crazy. On top of all that, you can hold down a couple of buttons and do mid-air spins for tricks. This, along with just about everything else you do, earns you stars. Now, earning stars is the actual goal of Excite Truck. Coming in first place in a race really just means that you get more bonus stars than you would if you placed second. You earn stars for big jumps, launching through sets of rings, big drifts, smashing other trucks, stunts, and slaloming through trees without crashing. There's a specific number of stars you need to hit to pass each level and move on to the next in the single-player game. There's also a challenge mode where you need to drive through gates, jump through scoring rings, or smash other trucks to succeed. Finally, there's support for two-player split screen. The big problem with Excite Truck is that it doesn't take long to master its controls. While the game does feel totally crazy from time to time, it's never especially difficult on its default settings, so unlocking trucks and stuff isn't too tough. The trucks are rated in different categories, but none of them feel especially powerful compared to the others. Also, the game seems to have trouble reading the pitch of your controller. Sometimes when tilting it back, the truck would start jerking around like it was trying to point directly at the ground. Excite Truck gives a good first impression, but it doesn't last long enough to give a second. Ultimately, it feels more like a tech demo than a full-fledged game.